hello, and thank you for joining the San Diego ATD chapter's Get Good with Articulate Storyline, also available through ISPI Southern California. I'm John Morley, an instructional designer and external consultant. So if I can help you with a project, my email address is in the chat window. Now, for a quick word from our sponsors, coming up this time next week, this very time, ATD Gets Social. They're having a cocktails and conversations, so people will actually be showing up, not virtual, actual human beings, at the Viewpoint Viewing Brewing Company next Friday. If it's the first Friday, it is time for the First Friday Roundtable, sponsored by both ATD and ISP SoCal. We'll be talking about, we will be discussing the article, Stop Writing All Your Prompts from Scratch. There are easier ways to do that. This is a very busy day because noon that same day, ATD is going to start the first of their first Friday forums. In this case, it's empowering learning by focusing on competitive advantage. In other words, how learning evaluation can help, facilitated by Ruben Poon, who positions himself as a success facilitator and author. So it would be worth logging in to just see what a success facilitator is and find out what's going on with that haircut. And then April 1st, no, no fooling on April 1st. Josh Cavalier is going to be coming back to ISPI. If you're familiar with that name, or you should be familiar with that name because he was a speaker, a guest speaker on this workshop last year. Really sharp guy. If you have any interest in artificial intelligence, and who doesn't in this day and age, you would want to see him. My guest speaker canceled out like 2 days ago, so I am looking for somebody as a guest speaker, or I'll just do that myself. If any of you would like to be a guest speaker, let me know. I'm thinking another interesting way to do this is the guest speaker doesn't necessarily have to be an expert in storyline. If somebody is struggling with a storyline project, it would be very interesting to have them bring that into a workshop, and the participants will help that person work on their projects. So that would be a nice group activity. Nobody knows everything about storyline, especially me. So this is our opportunity to talk shop and share what we do know. In this case, I am going to be sharing something about the first word in audiovisual, which is audio. So we had better get that right. Now, this is going to include references to a lot of the new AI that's been built into Storyline. So if you do not have that version, you will not be able to click along. If you do want to click along, now would be a good time to fire up Storyline. And I'll also be talking about Audacity for some audio editing. So if you have Audacity, let's see, I will put that if you do not have Audacity, but there it goes again, right in the chat window. Link for downloading Audacity. And although it's free, I kind of like to drop them at least $20 when I download that to encourage them. We're going to start with a new project, which I have already done here. If you're clicking along, go up to in the upper left-hand corner here on File, select New. And in this case, this is everything about audio. So I was trying to think, where is there a lot of audio? Well, that would be right here in Southern California. So what we're going to do is put together somewhat of a travelogue here as we go along. So let's first start with a image. First screen here, let's go up to the home in the upper left-hand corner here. We're going to click home and look at all this AI stuff. We're going to click on, or I'm going to click on insert image and wait for that to come up. Insert image. Okay, so I'm going to enter a prompt up here in the upper left-hand corner. And I will, while that is generating, I'll put that prompt into the chat window. So if you want to click along, you can use that same prompt. And here are several collages of images of Southern California here. Now notice that in the prompt, it says specifically without text. And what do we have down here in the lower corner? We have text. Training point here, other standalone AI tools, systems will allow you to tell it to not do things, but evidently the AI in Storyline will not let you do that. It just kind of ignores what you say there. But anyway, I'll use that just to move things along. We will insert that. And now let's put some voiceover in that. People know what this is about. Copy that, put it in here, go to the Home tab, insert audio, and then look at all of these voices that are available here. Whole bunch of voices, and you can to narrow this down to remember what works well. You can go up here to the View menu, and you see the little hearts here. If you click a heart, that adds it to your favorites. So you can go up here and look at your favorites. In this case, I'm going to use Liam, and I'll click on Use, and then I will put into the little field here what I would like Liam to say. And there is a colon in there for some reason. Okay, I don't want Liam to read a colon. So as I generate speech here, I will put into the chat window the prompt that I just entered in case you're interested in preserving that. And let's take a listen to Liam.
Welcome to Southern California, which you may first associate with beaches. There, you can walk along to the sounds of waves rolling up on white sand. Walking along, a few seagulls add their own audio enhancement. And up ahead, you may find a group of sea lions socializing at full volume.
Okay, amazing for what it is, but not exactly what we want. My point here is that this robo voice works absolutely fine for factual content sometimes somewhere buried within a presentation, but it just doesn't really have the punch and the phrasing and the enthusiasm for what we have here, which is basically a marketing piece. So I'm going to take this opportunity to demonstrate another audio deal in Storyline, which is going to insert, and you can put your own darn voice in here. Go over to audio and go down to, let's see, record mic. And let me get my, here, what I have here is let me unshare my screen for a moment so I can. Okay, I have here I can't see myself for some reason, but anyway, this is an entry-level yeah, Yeti microphone, so I'm going to use that to do a little bit of recording here. Okay, click the red button here, and let me first show up here in audio, we have options, and this allows you to select a microphone. You can see that I am I am using the headset for listening and talking, but I am selecting the Yeti microphone to talk into. So let's give this a try and see what happens. We're going to audio. In audio, we're going down to record microphone. Clicking the red button gives us a 2-second countdown. Welcome to Southern California, which you may first associate with beaches. There, you can walk along to the sounds of waves rolling up on white sand. Walking along, a few seagulls add their own audio enhancement. And there, up ahead, you may find a group of sea lions socializing at full volume. Okay, so we're going to do that as one take here. And now once you get something recorded here, you can double click on it to see it open up in the editor. Just close out of that and say that we need music for this type of presentation. So what kind of music would work well for California? That would be surf music. Now, AI in Storyline does not have music, so there are a number of stock music sources that I use. I will put those into the chat window right now for your reference. And then I will also put into the chat window the very surf music that I am going to insert here. You can download this clip if you're clicking along and insert it as I will be doing. Well, actually, I'm going to be doing something a little fancier than this because I have to explain that in Storyline, music is all or nothing. A few versions ago, they put something in here that was really nice. Over here on the insert menu, going to audio, you'll see down here is a background audio. So you can open this a lot of control here, but the issue is the music goes from beginning to end. You can't really edit it other than add and subtract things from the playlist. And also, if you put music on a slide, at the end of that slide, the music's going to stop abruptly, which is not what I want. What I want to do is have music under this intro slide and then go to a slide of people walking on the beach and then take the audio under and out when we see them walking. So let's put in two more slides. Well, let's first, because I want to keep the music going through rather than putting the next image on another slide, I am going to, down here in the lower right-hand corner, I'm going to put another image in here. We will give that a meaningful title, Beach Walk. If I could spell beach correctly. And we'll go up and find a nice prompt here. Go up here in the upper left-hand corner and find Insert Image. Here we go. I'll put the prompt in there. And while that is generating, I will put that prompt into the chat window. Now, notice that the prompt specifically says couple, and here we have an individual. So the AI in Storyline does not always obey completely. But anyway, we're not going to belabor that. We'll just put this image in there. And now we have the, as I said, I want to have two other images of seagulls and sea lions. So I'm going to add two more slides here. Going to put some seagulls in this one. Go up to the image, put the prompt in there, and while that's generating, I will put that prompt into the chat window so you can see that if you're interested. Now, something to point out here. This prompt specifically says transparent background. Storyline AI does not do that. All of these are solid backgrounds. Other standalone AI systems will give you a transparent background, at least some will, but in this case you do not get that. So we are going with a full screen image, and then we will go to the next slide here, and we will look for a small group of sea lions. Go up to Insert Image, put it in the prompt. While that's generating, I will put the prompt into the chat window. And this looks a lot like sea lions. That looks like a suitable image for sea lions. Now, let's go back to what I was doing here. Go down in the lower right. We will go back to the base slide. And do we have, let's see, is this my audio? Down here on the left, I'm going to click the play button and hear the audio. Make sure that this is correct. Welcome to Southern California, which you may first associate with beaches. That sounds a little overamped. It's, I think, let's pull that back a little bit. I think I may have recorded it too hot. We'll see this, see what this does. Well, let's just play it here. Welcome to Southern California, which you may first associate with beaches. There, you can walk along to the sounds of waves rolling. I'm afraid that I recorded this a little too hot, but We'll not go back to do that again in the interest of time. So what we're going to do is this audio is spread out over three different slides. So what I'm going to do is copy the audio and then put it in these two different slides and then edit out what we want in the audio. This is where we're talking about sea lions. So I'll open up the editor and I'll guess we're talking about sea lions about right there. I'll click there where I think we're talking about sea lions. And
Walking along, a few seagulls add their own audio enhancement, and there, up ahead.
okay, now this is where I start talking about sea lions. Right, whoops, right there. So what I'll do on the sea lion slide is click and drag to select everything that is not a sea lion. And I'll press delete to get rid of that. And now up here in the left of the dialog box, save and close. And we'll do the same thing with the seagull slide here. I'll double click this to open it up in the audio. And what we want to do is delete everything that is sea lion.
You may find a group of sea.
Okay, so let's get rid of that. I'm pressing the delete button. And then we want to delete everything up to where it's talking about seagulls.
Walking along,
Okay, let's get rid of this. And we'll trim off this little bit of dead air. Pull that in. And now for that surf music I was telling you about. Did you see I believe I sent that to everyone. Yeah, there should be a link to download surf music. So what we'll do is go to, this time we're going to the insert menu and go over here to audio. So click on audio, and this will be audio from file. And I have a little folder set up here for Sandbox. I should have actually saved this. I'll do that in a moment. So this is surf music for 20 seconds. So we'll put that in. And what we want to do is establish that surf music for about 3 seconds before let's put a meaningful title on that. A for audio hyphen intro music. Now, we're actually not going to use this, but I want you to hear how this times out. What we're going to do is in the lower left-hand corner, we'll click play.
welcome to Southern California, which you may first associate.
Okay, so let's see. We need to know where it starts to talk about, or where I start to talk about
Beaches.
Okay, beaches. There is where we want to go to the beach layer. In the lower right-hand corner, let me give beach walk a meaningful name. Okay, so back on the base slide. I'm going to right-click that downward pointing arrow and go to Create Cue Point at Playhead. So what we're going to do up here in the upper right, click a trigger and say, do what? We want to show a layer with what? The beach walk layer when the timeline reaches down here, when the timeline reaches the cue point. Now, what we want to do is edit that voiceover so we lose everything that says that has to do with seagulls.
Walking along, a few seagulls.
Okay, we don't want that. So, oops. Okay, what we want the music to do now is go under at about 3 seconds and then fade out. This is a total of about 14 seconds here. So what we're going to do is put 14 seconds of music in using Audacity. So let's go to Audacity. Okay, we're going to save this. Uh, we have a new file here. Save it to our sandbox here, and we will just call that intro music bed. Okay, click save. And now up here in the upper left on the file menu, we go to import. So we're going to import audio. And the audio that we are importing is from the sandbox. That's what you were able to download, where it says surf music for 20 seconds. Open. Okay. Now what we want it to do is go under full volume up to about 3 seconds. So let's go up here about in the middle. You'll see a little line here with a couple dots on it. That's the envelope tool. So click that. Let's go to 3 seconds. Click on this little line here. That creates a point that at which we want it full volume. And let's go under for about 1 second here. So we click there and then bring that down so the music will be under. At the end, I believe I said we want about 15 seconds of that. So let's go back to the little I-beam here and we'll click and drag 15 seconds on, press delete and get all that stuff out of the way. And let's fade under for about 2 seconds here. What we can do is we don't necessarily need to go back and use the envelope tool for that. We can just click and drag that, go up to effects. We're on the effect menu here, go down to fade out. And what does it do? It fades out. So let's take a look, a quick listen to that. Okay, that sounds about right. Okay, I'm going to save this to disk. Control S for save. And what we've created is an Audacity file, and Storyline has no idea what to do with an Audacity file. So we have to export that. Go up to the file menu, and we select Export Audio. Click that, and we go to the computer and get a little dialog box showing we are in fact in the sandbox, and we are going to output export into a MP3, which is pretty good. So we clicked export, and now when we go back to a Storyline and go to, let's get rid of the intro music because we don't need that anymore. We have made it better. We're going to go to insert audio, audio from a file, and there in our sandbox we have intro music bed. So let's open that. And because I didn't have my little playhead in the right place, it pulled it in at the wrong place. So now let's bring the end of the slide back there. So we have music, we have voiceover, and we have an image there, and we have a, let's, on the beach walk, on the transition, let's make that a fade going to the beach walk. Now let's take a look at what we have here. Preview, one slide.
Welcome to Southern California, which you may first associate with beaches. There, you can walk along to the sounds of waves rolling up on white sand.
I forgot the waves. How did I do that? Okay, let's look for a prompt here for waves. And show you that up in the insert audio, we'll click that and look at this sound effects. Isn't that something special here? So we'll put that in ocean waves, and while that generates, I will put that prompt into the chat window to everyone in meeting. Okay. Oops. There goes the prompt into the chat window, and let's take a look at the, we have 4 different versions of the sound effect. That kind of sounds like waves. Oh, I like that little better. I think I like that one because it has a kind of a strong opening there. So let's go back to, let's give it a realistic name, intuitive name, A for audio, and waves. And where do we want that to come in? How about right here? Let's get rid of the first part of the click and drag to select that, press the delete button, go back in here, and now we have waves for the duration of the, I'm going to make that a little smaller, waves for the duration of the, now that might be a little hot. Let's double click that to see, well, it would be nice to establish the waves full volume and then pull this back, say about 30%. See, you can see the percentage there. And I'll click that to go back to 30%. So the waves will be a little quieter as it goes under the voiceover. And one other thing, we also want waves on the other 2 slides. So let's copy that and go to Seagulls, put waves in there, and then waves in there because the couple's walking down the beach and they want to hear surf the whole time. So where's the end of that slide? See, we have too much wave there, so I'm going to double click that to open the editor and then click and drag to just lose the last little bit of it. Save that and see what we get. Okay, that's waves and the music end about at the right place. Now let's go to this next slide here, and I want that to advance automatically as well as the other slide. Gee, did we make that one advance automatically? Now we need to lay in some sound effects for the appropriate things going on here. Here we have seagulls. So we have waves, we have voiceover, but we do not have, let me bring the end of the slide here a little bit, particularly important since we want it to advance automatically. We need to tell it when it needs to advance automatically. And waves, okay, this is audio. We'll give that a meaningful A for voiceover. And let's find ourselves a good quote, a good prompt, excuse me. Go up to insert audio, and we will go to sound effects. We will put this prompt in, and while that's generating, I will put that in the chat window so you can use it yourself if you care to. And let's take a look at what we have. Generation 1, 4 versions. Oh, that's lovely. I like that right away. Let's just use that. So this is A for seagulls, A, seagulls. Now, it would be nice to have established the seagulls a little bit before the voiceover comes in. And let's do this. We want the seagulls to be full and then take it down a little bit under the voice. Take that down about 30% here. And then we'll see what that sounds like. We'll just click down here in the lower left to click the play button. I did not hear the voiceover here. What happened to that? That's strange. I can see it there, but I can't see it. So let's just do that again. Let's see. I will delete that. Go back up to my script. And this is seagulls, so we will go to the insert, go to audio, record microphone, click that. And there, up ahead, you may see a group of sea lions socializing at full volume. Okay, well, should have put my playhead back there, but that's okay. So what we'll have is the seagulls coming in here. Let's trim this a little bit. We'll trim the head off it, click and drag, and then press delete. And now go back in there. And let's take a listen to this audio. I'll give that a meaningful name, A for audio, and then VO.
And there, up ahead, you may see a group of sea lions socializing at full volume.
I have the wrong audio in there. Let's take a look at the seagulls. Excuse me, I can't tell the difference between seagulls and sea lions. See what we have here. Well, for some reason, we did not get the audio in. Here, let's adjust the end of the slide there so it will advance at the correct time. So we'll delete that. We already have, we know, we have the correct voiceover for, change that to sea lions. Copy that, move it down here. And we have a little too much on that one. What did I do? Voiceover here. You see lions there. Well, I'll just, let's, for the sake of time, let's go on with this, and we'll just cut this guy a little short. Okay, we'll click and drag to get rid of that. Click delete, copy and paste, and there we go. Now let's take a look at what we have so far. I'll save this to disk first. I want to go into my desktop, go to Sandbox, and then just say audio demo. And as we go along here, please ask questions. If I'm going too fast, too slow, you need something described, or you know a better way of doing things. As I said, I don't know everything about storylines, so I'm here to learn just like you are. So please chime in with any suggestions. So this scene, let's see what happens now.
Welcome to Southern California, which you may first associate with beaches. There, you can walk along to the sounds of waves rolling up on white sand. And there, up ahead, you may see a group of sea lions socializing at full volume.
Okay, this should have automatically advanced. Anyway, let us move along here. And we'll add a new slide. And what we're going to go to now is, what you can see in a moment here. Go up to Insert Image. And I'll put a quote in there. While it's generating, I will put this into the chat window. And let's see what we have. We have horse racing. Now, you'll notice in the prompt, I specifically said jockeys racing horses at Del Mar. When I tried this earlier and just said horse racing at Del Mar, I got pictures of horses without jockeys on them. So let's put this in and see what the voiceover is going to say. Go up, go to the home ribbon here, go to audio, and now let's put voiceover in here. And I'm doing a very bad thing here in that you want your voiceover to be consistent throughout, or else you might have various voices, maybe a male voice handling one section and a female voice handling a different topic. But nonetheless, you don't want somebody doing the voiceover on the opening and then having robo voices doing the rest of it. But I'm doing that to demonstrate both ways of doing things here. So let's, as we said earlier, we'll go to my voices here and see my favorites. I found Liam, so we'll use Liam and we'll generate speech here. Add that. And then we need horse racing sounds. Let's put in a, oops. We'll go up to insert audio, double click that, and here is the prompt. While that is generating, I will, no, excuse me, we need to go to sound effects. Okay, sound effects. We need to put, while that is generating, I will put that into the prompt window, into the chat window, so you can see the prompt that I have used. So let's see what we have in the way of galloping horses. That's not hooves, that's a human.
Take for some horse.
There we go. Now that is horse racing, so we will insert that. And what I want is to establish this for, let's say, 2 seconds. Let's duplicate that at full volume. I'll do a Control C to copy it, Control V to get another one. And what I want, 2 seconds, okay. We have 2 seconds. Let's see, 2 seconds here at full volume, and then we will go down about, maybe 40%. Okay, so in the upper left, we'll click Save and Close. Pull that in there. That doesn't look right. Did I do that right? 2 seconds. That didn't look as if we went down far enough. We'll try that. Volume. Go down 30%. Click OK. Now copy and paste. Copy and use that. That looks a little bit more like what we want. And for the continuation of the sound effects, we also want to bring that down about 40. Now in the lower left here, I'll just click the play icon to see what we have.
And they are off. Just in from the beach at Del Mar, pounding hooves provide a soundtrack for the excitement of horse racing.
That's interesting. This didn't come in at a very high volume, so let's pump that up about 30%, and then save and close. Here we go, and we will copy this again so we can run it all the way out to the end. Control C and Control V, be able to put that all the way out there. Okay, now let's take a look at that.
And they are off. Just in from the beach at Del Mar, pounding hooves provide a soundtrack for the excitement of horse racing.
Okay, now of course, you're going to have hours of fun going back and cleaning this up a little bit so everything starts at the right place and the mix is a little bit more even. But I'll move along. We are see. Okay, let's put another slide in there. You may be getting hungry by now, so let's look for something to eat. Go up here to the insert image. And while that's generating, I will put that prompt into the chat window. Here we go, some food trucks. We'll just select that guy, and the voiceover is going to say, click Insert Audio. Here we go. We're staying with Liam here. We'll put his audio in there, and while that's generating, I will put the prompt into the chat window. And we will add that. And we will also add some street sounds here while we're going along. We're going up to Insert Audio to Sound Effects, and let's just type in busy street sounds. And see what we get. Now, before I do that, let me just copy that and show that better way to do that may be look how long let's give it 2 seconds to establish the sound effect, and then another 4 seconds to cover the voiceover. So we need 6 seconds of sound effect. So let's go up into audio, click sound effect, put the prompt in that I had been using before, and then down here we will specify 6 seconds. So this will be generated to fit exactly what we want. See, let's see, I'll put that prompt into the chat window. And now let's listen to street sounds. Can't say that's all that convincing. Now we have horses. No idea what that is. Yeah, that sounds about like a street, so we'll insert that. And what we'll do is we'll double click to open that. We will give it 2 seconds to establish and take the rest under a little bit. Actually, what I think I'll do is take that down 10% and then take the first part of it up a little bit to create more of an ambiance. We want ambiance here, don't we? Now we want a contrast there. Oh, I seem to be running out of time here. If anybody wants to hang around, I realize you all have personal lives. You may want to get to. Feel free to leave. Now, in the script, I was saying something about a different type of restaurant. Let's take a look at a dining option. We'll go to home and drop in another slide. We'll go to insert image, and while that is generating, I will drop that prompt into the chat window so you can see what the heck I'm doing here. Okay, this is supposed to be an elegant restaurant. That's a nice shot there. And let's have some voiceover. Okay, we will go up to the upper left here. We're going to home, going over here to the insert audio. And we staying with Liam here. While that's generating, I will drop the prompt into the chat window. And then if you want to want this chat for reference later, be sure to save it. Do that by going up into the upper right corner at the ellipsis, the three little dots, and then click those and make sure you click save. Okay, just some of the finest restaurants found anywhere. Okay, I believe that is.
To some of the finest restaurants found anywhere.
I'll take it. Okay. Now let's have some sound effects here. We will go up to insert audio and go to sound effects. Put that in there. While that's generating, I will put that prompt into the chat window. And now let's hear what we get. That doesn't sound very elegant to me. Got nothing there. Let's just go with that one. Okay, so now we have, probably want to cut that back a little bit. So it only goes, let's establish it for 2 seconds, and then we'll cut it off at 5 seconds. Okay, 5 seconds. Okay, I click here at 5 seconds, then delete. Then I will establish it for 2 seconds, and then go under about 40%. See how that works. And you'll bring this back to here. Preview this slide. There we go.
To some of the finest restaurants found anywhere.
Okay. Now we might want a little bit of, as I said, if you need to bail, please do so. If you would like to stay with me a little bit, I would be happy to continue this demonstration. Now, let's see, we've taken care of dining. I think it's time to be entertained. So let's create a new slide here. And we need a new image for a new slide. Go up to Insert Image. Okay, we'll put the prompt in there. While it's generating an image, I will put that prompt into the chat window. And now, you get some very strange things here. These none of this looks a whole lot like, well, this kind of looks like the Disney Center and the Hollywood Bowl, so we'll put that in there. And now we want a little bit of voiceover here. Go back to home ribbon. insert audio. And let's have Liam say something for us while that's generating. I will put that prompt into the chat window. And we will insert that. And now this is going to be a musical situation here where, well, let's hear what Liam has to say here first.
Entertainment on the musical side runs the full spectrum from classical at Disney Hall and the Hollywood Bowl to the cool sound of jazz at clubs throughout the area.
Okay, let's pump that up about 30%. Sounds a little weak. Now, if he's talking about classic, wouldn't it be cool to have Beethoven's Fifth come in here like da 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 da, and then we hear Liam. So let's put a meaningful label in here. A for audio and VO for VO. Now we also have jazz here. So let's give Beethoven about 3 seconds to establish. And I think about right there is where we go to jazz. Well, let's listen to it. So I'll start about right there.
At Disney Hall and the Hollywood Bowl to the cool sound of jazz.
Okay, so it's the second place there where, okay, so right there, I'll put the playhead right there, right click it, and we will click the cue point. And this is like the opening. We want music bed throughout, so we want the second image to be a layer on this rather than a different slide. So let's just call it Jazz Club, baby. Yeah, this is a jazz club, baby. And I'll get a prompt going here. So we will go up to home ribbon, and we are going to put an image in. And let's describe that image. While that is generating, I will put the prompt into the chat window. And let's see, that's kind of an interesting jazz club look there. So what we are going to go back here and find is that we need da 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 for about 3 seconds, and then at 9 seconds we want to go to the jazz club and let this go out to about 15 seconds of length. So let's go back into Audacity, and we will close that out, start a new file. We will call this Control S to save. We will save this, pull this over here, save to our, pull this over here, to our sandbox, and just call this entertainment music bed. And what we're going to do is we are going to import audio, go up to our sandbox and find Beethoven's Fifth. All right, and then we are going to import a little bit of jazz music. There we go, Jazz Club, 8 seconds of Jazz Club there. So now to move this, you just put your cursor till it gets to be a hand there. And I think we said it, let's take a look at that again. Okay. 9 seconds. Okay, at 9 seconds, we go to jazz and we extend for 15 seconds. Okay, 9 seconds, we go to jazz. Okay, want to overlap about a second and 15 minutes. So after 9 seconds, we don't need any more Beethoven. So we'll leave just enough in there to do a crossfade, then delete the rest of it. And then we will delete the jazz club at 15. So we fade that out, select about a second to do the fade, go up to effects and hit the fade out. And then for the crossfade, what we do is fade in this one effects, fade in, and we go up to here and we fade out. Effect, fade out. So let's save that to disk. Oops, there we go. Save that to disk. And as I said earlier, this is an Audacity file that Storyline does not have a clue what to do with. So we'll have to go up to File and select Export, Export Audio, and we will export to our sandbox file here. File, oh, this is not right. I want to save that as a different entertainment bed. Okay, that's going into the sandbox as an MP3. That'll work. And I don't know why it still says Beethoven's Fifth there, but we'll see what happens. Okay, let's go to Insert Ribbon over here to Audio, and then we will look for audio from a file and look for the entertainment bed. Pull that guy in. Okay, hold him all the way over there. We want the end of the slide to be right at 15 seconds. And then, let's see, we have to put a trigger in here, up here in trigger land. We do what? We want to show a layer. Or, show a layer, there we go. With what? Jazz Club. When the timeline reaches the point here. Oh, it anticipated what we needed. So let's take a look at this, see what happens in the preview. We'll go to this slide.
Entertainment on the musical side runs the full spectrum from classical at Disney Hall and the Hollywood Bowl to the cool sound of jazz at clubs throughout the area.
All right, that sounds pretty good. All right, by now, see, I need to look at something different over here. We may be ready to call it a day, so let's think about what happens at night here. Well, after our entertainment, we'll go up to Insert Image, and we'll put a prompt in there. While that prompt is generating, I will put the prompt into the chat window, and you can see what I just put in there. We are asking for a split screen between inexpensive and basic to luxurious. I didn't go too far with luxurious, but anyway, just to move things along, we will use that one. And let's have some voiceover here. Go up to the home menu. We can go to Insert Audio again, put in Liam's script, click Generate. While it's generating, I will drop the prompt into the chat window. Now let's just insert that, and what would we associate with sleeping? Well, that would be, let's go to Insert Audio, Sound Effects. How about heavy snoring? And how many seconds do we have? 6. Okay, so we need about 8 seconds of that. What we're going to do is establish the snoring for 2 seconds and then take it under. So I don't think I need to write heavy snoring into the chat window. Okay, let's hear some snoring here. That's a very sound sleeper. Let's try this. I am disappointed. Oh, that's nice. Okay, let's insert that. And that sounds a little quiet, actually. Let's, okay, what we'll do, I want a come in on the sound of heavy snoring. So we'll crank him up about 50% and then go to the less volume on the snoring. Here we go. So first we hear heavy snoring and then we see that. And let's give that a preview.
When it's time for bed, again, the choice is yours. Anything from modest and practical to the ultimate in luxury.
Okay. Now that was a pretty full day, so let's do something else here as the sun sits slowly into the west. Going up to insert image, and hard to beat a nice California sunset. So I will put that prompt into the chat window for you so you can see what in the heck I'm up to. Ooh, these are beautiful sunsets. I kind of like that one. So we'll put that in there. And now we need to go out on some music. So again, I have some surf music. This is the last 15 seconds of surf music. I will put into the chat window. So if you would like to download that clip, feel free to do so. And I have that ready already here. So we will go up to the insert over here at audio. We will go to audio from a file. And let's see, surf music last 15 seconds. So we'll hit that. And then we will also do a voiceover. Go up to the home menu, insert audio. Liam is going to say what I just clapped in there. Click generate speech while I put Liam's prompt into the chat window. Here we go. So what I want to do is have a little bit of, let's say about 3 seconds of, yeah, oh, that's a lot more than 15 seconds of surf music. So let's do this. All we need is about 12, well, let's go for 15 seconds. Okay, so this is 15 seconds. This is 12, so we need to take about 10 seconds off here. So we'll take it off the beginning because we want to use the fade that's already built into the music. So we need to give, let's see, we need to take it down here. Give give him about 3 seconds of, well, about 4 seconds. So what we'll do is go up to 4 seconds. Now that's strange. Why are we not seeing the surf music? No surf music there. Okay, let's one more time with feeling. Insert audio from file. Surf music last 15 seconds. All right, now let's see if that works. There we go. And again, we want to lose about 10 seconds of that. Now we want it full for our, to go up to the voiceover. Give him, let's give him 4 seconds. About that. Well, right there would be a good place to take it under. So let's take it under for about 50% and see what happens. We want to make sure the slide ends where it's supposed to end. Well, it's being mischievous. Okay. Click to drag the end of the slide. All right. Now, I would like this to fade to black, so let's create a layer here. Just call that black. Go up here to insert and where the shapes are, right about in the middle, shape, put a rectangle in, and put a black rectangle in. Let me fit this image so I can see it a little bit easier. Shape, rectangle, do it. Go up to the format here, right in the middle. For a fill, we'll go to black. And we will make sure the transition, up here on the transition, we will go to fade. And now where do we want that to happen? We want that to, let's put the fade in about right here, just as the music is starting to fade out. So I will right click this again, put in a cue point, and then put in a trigger. Do what? Show layer with what? Layer black when we reach the cue point. Here we go. Now let's see what this looks like. Preview this slide.
And that's just a sample of the sounds and sights you can enjoy in Southern California.
That's nice, except I don't think Liam was loud enough, so let's pump him up about 50%. Okay, I will save this to disk. And what I want to do is I want all of these to advance automatically. So let's go to Story View. Up here in the upper left, we go to Story View, do a Control A for all, and then down here, slide advances automatically. So all of these should advance automatically. I'll Control S to save that to drive again. And let's just publish it this time to see what it looks like. So web. And I like to publish to web rather than always review it, because that way I can look at it on the web and then be able to make revisions to it while I'm in Storyline rather than previewing. If I preview it in Storyline, I can't make edits at the same time. So it's a little bit easier to be able to go back and forth between the two. Okay, congratulations. Let's see what we have here. Untitled. Let's see. It should have a title, but let's see.
Welcome to Southern California, which you may first associate with beaches. There, you can walk along to the sounds of waves rolling up on white sand. And there, up ahead, you may see a group of sea lions socializing at full volume.
These guys don't seem to be... Oh, there we go.
And they are off. Just in from the beach at Del Mar, pounding hooves provide a soundtrack for the excitement of horse racing. Getting hungry? No problem. There's everything from a fleet of food trucks to some of the finest restaurants found anywhere. Entertainment on the musical side runs the full spectrum from classical at Disney Hall and the Hollywood Bowl to the cool sound of jazz at clubs throughout the area. when it's time for bed. Again, the choice is yours. Anything from modest and practical to the ultimate in luxury. And that's just a sample of the sounds and sights you can enjoy in Southern California.
Okay, you could thank you, Jeannie and TJ and Alicia, for sticking with us here. And of course, you could have hours of fun working on that to straighten up everything, get the balances a little bit right, get the editing a little bit right. But this was just enough to demo some of the things that are in audio. Do any of you have any questions or comments or? Is there anything I could have done easier or better? I'm still trying to figure this out myself.
The very last slide, how did you get the when you put the black as the layer, how did you get it to fade to black?
Okay, let's take a look at that. Very similar to what I did in the Microsoft Search. What is that doing there? The intro slide. Here we want to advance that automatically. Let's click that, open it up. What we did is we just had a layer here that's black, and then I put you can see it here, a cue in here, and then I created a
Yes, but it wasn't abrupt. It was a nice fade to black.
okay. Select the layer and go up to transition,
Oh,
and
that's
then click fade. So
okay. That
yeah,
was nice.
yeah, that works nicely on the slides as well as the layers. So you can have
Okay.
there's the camera. Okay, you can have layers as well as slides. Any other questions?
No, that was great. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much for sticking with me here, way over time. But sometimes, yeah, particularly with the technical difficulties, it does not always work. So, with that, I will bid you all a pleasant evening. Thank you
All
very
right.
much for
Thank you, John.
joining me. Okay, thank you all. Thank you, Jeannie. Thank you,
Bye-bye.
TJ and Alicia.
Thanks a lot, John. Good night.